Welcome back to the Smugsy Show. I'm Smugsy, your host, identifying as the Barstool Cougar and also identifying as an expert in all things legal. This week's show is about why the social construct of coming out is obsolete and needs to be reconsidered. Plus, a new coat of paint on gay pride. But first, the Smugsy Show is presented to you by Smugsy's sleek and elegant joint ciggies made with organic cannabis rolled in all-natural, locally sourced paper. Look for Smug ciggies in the pretty indigo and marigold packs. Okay, before we talk about the social construct of coming out, I want to give you an update on the merch. As some of you know, we finally launched our first line of merchandise in Smugsy's studio at syndicatemedia.net. That's syndicatemedia with a C.net. I can say, in all honesty, that we've sold more than 0 hoodies on the first day, and that was a soft launch, and I hope some of you consider buying the product. And there's a reward for anyone who poses on social media in one of Smugsy's items that'll soon, I'm sure, be flying off the shelves. So check that out. Also at Smugsy's studio soon, there'll be coming a donation button, and we'll be raising money for Dave Portnoy, who unfortunately appears to be homeless. You probably saw him on YouTube with sort of like a frayed white t-shirt, and his eyes, he was like out of his mind, and apparently like he was living in New York and then Miami and then it was Nashville. He was like sleeping at Disneyland for a week, and now he's without a home. I guess just wandering from pizza place to pizza place, which is, grinding. I mean, he's grinding, and we're going to raise money. So please, go deep, make a huge donation to Syndicate Media LLC. That's syndicatemedia.net in Smugsy Studio. Okay, now the Smugsy Show obviously is about the future. Looking around the corner, the trends. And I can say with 100% certainty that the time for coming out is over. We're beyond that. Coming out, meaning the reveal of your sexual orientation to your parents or your grandparents or your coworkers in sort of an angst, uncomfortable setting. Your heart's racing. Everyone else is uncomfortable. You probably get a little sweaty. Maybe there's tears, hugs. We love you. We support you. It's beautiful. It's on social media. A lot of, okay, well, so yesterday, it's like if you have email with AOL or use a fax machine, maybe you're still going to do that. But the reason why, it's time to just drop coming out is because of this. For legal reasons, really. You have the right to marry now since 2015, right? The Obergefell case, you might recall an opinion written by the late Justice Kennedy, 5-4 decision that granted the right to marry one person regardless of your sexual orientation. So the fight for equality, which involved coming out because people had to show the world, right? There's a lot of gay people. These rights are important. It was like a tool. Okay, it worked. Now, regardless of your sexual orientation, you have the right to be married. And the reason is because marriage, the Supreme Court said, is the keystone to the nation's social order. That the committed relationship of two people is so important to the country because it's important to families, it's important to social stability and national security. Climate change. So for all these reasons, the Supreme Court granted the right of two people, regardless of their sexual orientation, to be married. So what that means is that you really don't have to announce to the world who you're attracted to until you decide who you're going to marry, because you can only marry one person. And the reason why it's no longer necessary is because instead of projecting yourself, putting yourself in a box, doing to yourself exactly what you don't want others to do, which is putting you in a box. Play the field, right? I mean, gender, identity, sexual orientation, who you're attracted to, it's all on a spectrum. Everyone knows that, right? It's fluid. It could change. So the time has come for, instead of coming out, own the room, okay? Keep a few cards to your chest. Keep a few secrets, because you have the right, when you decide to commit to marry anyone who you want, and you can announce it at that time. Just like debutantes, okay, women used to come out with these silly parties. Now we don't, or at least most of us don't. Same thing, okay? Things change. It's a new sort of just upgrade on gay pride. It's evolution. And instead of telling me who you're attracted to when you're 24, and really, let's face it, everyone's attracted to everyone when they're that age, tell me when you fall in love. And that leads to really the bigger issue here, and that is all this work, right, to discover and to tell your story of who you are. That sort of is the build-up to these coming out rituals. So much of that really involves just first and foremost loving yourself, because when you love yourself, as the great fashion icon Norma Kamali once said, you send off these powerful scents that attract others with big ideas, and your life is better. So don't put yourself in a box by coming out. Instead, think outside the box and fall in love. So that's it for this week's Smugsy Show. I hope you'll join me every week. Subscribe to the show. Follow me on Twitter @SmugsyGirl. And until next time, this is Smugsy signing off. Take care.